Step number 22. Questions. Do you ever prepare before you go on a date what you really want to know? Think about that. What do you really know? And I always go over this with everybody, with all my information and everything else. And my book's coming out very soon, and you need to have those questions in place of what you want to know about that partner. And what you need to do, you need to ask the right questions in the early stages. Now, suppose you're saying, well, Des, what are the right questions? The right questions are linked with your musts. Once you've brainstormed all what you want out of a relationship, once you've identified the musts, then you can start to work on how you can ask those questions without making it blatantly obvious it's linked with the must answers you're looking for. Now, I always say if you get stuck on, let's say, for example, the ladies, you want to get married, and you want to get married and you want to have children, but you don't want to say that to the man in the early stages, just in case it might frighten him off. Because, some men can perceive that as desperate and needy, and some men may want that, but at a nice, steady, slow pace. That's why in most relationships, the women are usually the ones that wants to do all those things, getting married and settled, especially if the biological clock's ticking. So one question you could ask is, what are their goals for the coming year, the next 3 years, and the next 5 years? Now, he may say, let's say, for example, you're looking to get married and settled within 3 years. He may want to do that for 5 years because of reasons that are important to him. He might be studying, he might be moving, he might be having to save up, he might be getting promoted from work, whatever those reasons are. But at least you have a must. At least you know that if he's on the same page as you, you can work with that. The worst thing you want to do is meet somebody, you haven't asked certain questions, 3 to 6 months down the road, you're both on a different page. You both wanted different things. Didn't even discuss marriage. Didn't even discuss where this relationship is going. Didn't discuss sex. If I'm sleeping with you, what is this? Is this friends with benefits? Is this casual? Is this serious? Am we boyfriend and girlfriend? What is this? And that's why it's so important that you have those questions mapped out. Like I've said before, if whatever it is that you look into, because I'm assuming that the musts are very important to you. So therefore, by asking this question, what are their goals for the coming year, next 3 years, and the next 5 years? If marriage is not in there, or the must that you're looking for, I'm assuming it's marriage, if it is that, then if you choose to carry on seeing this person and maybe want to try and change them and you don't change them, that comes back to you. So take note about what they're saying in the early stages. And like I said, you can ask them, how do they feel about having a family, marriage, 100% commitment? That maybe could be linked with the answer they're giving you from the first question. So you could say to them, what are your goals for the next 3 years? And the man, which is for the woman asking the man, and the man may say, I'd like to be settled and married. I wouldn't ask how do they feel about having a family and marriage, etc., straight away. But if they've answered that, and they've mentioned that, then you can elaborate on each question. So if he says, I want to travel, elaborate. Where would you like to travel to? Ask him if he wants to get married. Oh, why do you want to get married? Is it important to you? Where would you like to get married? Because he's already told you what he's about, and vice versa with the man as well. And we need to look at what are the warning signs. Because if the warning signs are there in the beginning, if the warning signs are blatantly saying to you, run, then you need to not entertain that and move on. And maybe just keep him or her at a distance and just seeing how they may have just said it at that moment in time, but you might not have time to waste. You might not have time to spend with people that are not on the same page as you or don't know what they want out of life, etc., and things like that. If you know from the start, you can take the appropriate path throughout your relationship because you're both on the same page. The best relationships are the one that they're compatible with your must. Do you want to travel? Yes. Are you a vegetarian? Yes. Do you eat meat? Yes. Do you like to go to the Caribbean? Yes. You know, do you want to get married? Yes. Do you want a family? Yes. Are you close with your family? Yes. But if they're saying no to a lot of those things that may be a must or important to you, then it comes back to you to make that decision. What are the top questions you must know the answer to? Write those down. You might not be writing them down, but you might be thinking of them, but you need to understand what are the top questions? What do you want to know about? And these must be linked with your musts. What are your musts? And links it in with that. Very important, you know what questions you're going to ask.